welcome back to SC2VN. It has been quite a while in real time since I've been able to play this, read this VN, so I'm really excited to get back to the exciting adventures of the eSports crew. So anyway, let's go ahead and get back, shall we? Let's see. Good thing I saved it, because I was, like, really, it took me quite a bit to get through to this point, so. Okay, I have no idea what the context of this is. That's the problem with starting in the middle of a VN. I don't remember what the context was for this, but we'll just play it off, you know? Play it off like we remember it. No, I've never played him in the Star League. You don't need to overanalyze everything. Silence falls between us while Jett nurses what remains of her drink. I can't tell if she's really into the coffee or if she's just trying to find something to occupy her lips other than our conversation. I doubt Jett spends much time at PC Bangs, given that she's got a team house to practice from. I should consider myself lucky that she'd make time to come out here at all. You know it makes zero sense for you to focus on qualifying for VSL, right? I blink myself from my thoughts to meet Jett's intense stare. What do you mean? What's the point of us meeting up to practice then? No, I'm not saying... Listen. I want to round up some players. For what? For VSTL. Team League? But you're already on a team. Yeah. Yeah? She wavers, considering whether or not to tell me what I've already figured out. You're leaving VIP? Jett's eyes jump to mine, brows raised in surprise and then furrowed for annoyance. She's been on VIP for almost a year and is by far this team's best player. Management barely pays us and nobody's motivated. They're worse than bad, they're complacent. I want a fresh start. Hey, I'm not guilting you. It's just isn't something I expected to hear. Do you have a team house picked out? No, not yet. What about a coach? No. Well, do you have players in mind? Look, it's a work in progress, okay? I edge away from her glare and raise my hands defensively. Okay, I won't ask again. For a while, silence. Jett does her best to avoid eye contact, but I can tell she's thinking hard about something. Just as I'm about to rise to replace my milk tea with another, she speaks. You know about all those new foreign teams popping up recently, right? Yeah, well, what about them? Isn't it strange? They're worse than almost every Korean squad, yet most of them have more sponsors. Well, there are a lot of eSports fans outside of Korea these days. People want to support their hometown heroes. I don't think it's that simple. What? Where would the money come from if not the fans? Idiots? What? Idiots. Idiots that call themselves investors. Idiots that throw away money keeping mediocre players afloat because it makes them feel good inside for whatever reason. Well, she and Bolt agree on one thing at least. Okay. Are you gonna find some idiots to sponsor you? No. Well, she takes a long moment to reconsider her answer. No, it wouldn't work out in the end. What I'm getting at is that too much of our scene ignores the foreign fan base. It's a huge mistake. Well, there's a time zone difference and a language barrier. Also, I don't know if you know this, but lots of foreign fans don't find Korean players entertaining. What? How dare you? That's ridiculous. I'm just relaying common knowledge. Don't hold me accountable for the opinions of Silver Leaguers. Most Western fan support goes to the people who entertain well. Most Western fan support goes to the people who entertain well. Streamers, casters, those kind of people. The most famous players in your scene aren't the best? That's appalling. Hey, don't pretend like the Brood War didn't get famous on backs of dudes who looked good on camera. If the PC Bang was their ship, then fangirls pulled the oars. That's different. They were pretty and skilled, not one or the other. They were pretty and skilled, not one or the other. And show some respect. Those dudes are the only reason you and I are able to have this conversation. The sharp response and equally sharp glare suggests that I shouldn't argue the point. Jett knows better than I do anyway. We're getting off topic. There are tons of potential fans that most Korean teams ignore simply because they're too hard to connect with. Yeah, I agree. She lifts an eyebrow and stares at me for just a bit too long before glancing away. If I wasn't sure before, I am now. Go on. Say it. Say what? I know what you're thinking. No, you don't. Yes, I do. What am I thinking then? You want me to join a new team you're starting so that I can help you with the foreign fan base. Also, you invited me here to try out under the guise of practice. Ellipses. Ellipses! Jett slumps back in her seat, defeated. I fight a losing battle against the urge to laugh. Don't look so smug. Ugh, I hate dealing with team management. You could always hire a manager. Before we have any players, maybe I should just keep my head down and practice. No, don't do that. I think it's a good idea. You're only saying that because I gave you an offer. Maybe, but hey, if you go through with this, I'll do whatever I can to help. How are you the one convincing me to go after my own idea, damn it? She chews on her lip, likely considering the harrowing risk of leaving her team. I can't make any commitments until we have at least some other players. It'd be stupid for me to move out of the VIP house without everything lined up. This is something I've been thinking about for a while, even if I don't have every detail hashed out yet. I want to keep her head low and practice time high, lean and mean. She aims a finger at me, her dull nail a hair's breadth before my nose. If you're going to be a part of this, you're going to pull your weight. You can start by searching for our players, unless you'd rather find me a coach and sponsor. I cringe backwards and raise my hands. No, I'll leave that to you. Good, it'll work out better this way. The minimum number of players for Team League is 4, so you need to find at least 2. You know, this isn't exactly what I had in mind as the ideal join a team experience. Walk away if you like. You have a long way to go if you want to be anything other than a translator mascot anyway. I'll admit though, Excel was right. I see glimpses of high-level stuff in your play. But as of right now, you kind of suck, even by foreigner standards. Offense intended. You seriously need to start busting your ass. Coming to Korea is pointless if you're still practicing Western hours. Well, nobody ever claimed that Jett wasn't honest. I'm going to work you and everyone else like dogs. If this team comes together, I won't be happy with anything less than first place in VSTL. Well, I appreciate the chance. I offer a smile that she's quick to match. If we're going ahead with this, I've got a lot of stuff to do. The deadline to register for Team League is in 2 weeks, so we can't afford to waste time. Get moving on your search. Alright, good luck. I'll catch you online. Yeah, later. When she's gone, I fall back into my chair and take a deep breath. Jett just asked me to join her team. I pinch my forearm and judge the sensation that follows. With that, my disbelief dissolves into contemplation. How the hell am I going to find 2 worthwhile unsigned players? That is a question. It's a good question because I don't even know what goes into recruiting players in this game. A mixture of guilt and pride led me to spend the rest of the day at Golden Zonefire. Between ladder games and a break for dinner, I scoped out the cafe's best StarCraft players. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like any of Golden Zonefire's regular patrons are much to write home about. There were good players out there for all-out attack, sure, but today, most of the cafe's patrons were playing Brood War, and of the ones who were actually laddering in StarCraft 2, there was only a single guy in Master League. I'll have to extend my search outside of a single PC bang. I guess it'd have to be too convenient to find a VSL caliber player so easily. I get the urge to stop at a convenience store on the way back to my apartment. There's one I've been going to regularly for my nightly fix of sugar and caffeine. The store's blindingly bright signage is visible from more than a block away. Green capital letters spell out the store's name in English on a backdrop of white. Go Mart. The door's familiar chime welcomes me, and the same clerk I've seen at least a dozen times before stands formally behind the cash register. He looks a bit old to be working still. Maybe he owns the place and doesn't have to help to work the night shift. I see myself standing behind the counter in an unwanted mental image. It's a fate that could easily await me if I fail to make it as a professional gamer. I shake my head free of the thought and make my way to the refrigerated section of the store to fill my fists with cans and bottles. Some of the drinks may have strange names, but I'll be damned if they aren't good. I drop them on the counter in front of the old man and briefly make eye contact with him. He seems to recognize me, but doesn't say anything to indicate it. He rings up my drink slowly, not from age or calluses, but because he's in no great rush. The store is empty aside from me, after all. 6,001. I swipe my credit card in the reader and depart with a polite smile, anxious to return to my apartment. The clerk returns the expression and watches me go without another word. The only top-tier player I'm on speaking terms with is Excel, But how would I even approach the subject of getting him to leave his team for a new and untested one? Maybe it would be better for me to simply get a lead from him. If I can't manage that, then I'm left to scour local PC bangs and message boards on my own. Whatever, I'll figure this out tomorrow. That music, man, you can't stop the music! And you had to convince her? Seriously? She's been talking this up to me for the past 2 months. It's a big change, I guess. Come on, I just met you guys. How can she not be hesitant? Excel grins, no doubt replaying Jett's instant in his mind's eye. Getting it at the right bottom floor is a major plus. You were in the right place at the right time, if it works out, that is. Excel glances over his shoulder before returning his attention to me. Most teams barely play their players anything. I've got it good for someone my age, but even I have part of my winnings taken for the team's benefit. Ouch. Luckily for Westerners, that isn't a trend that is caught outside South Korea. So, I can't do it. It's impossible. The words simply will not come. What? Oh. Excel lets out a laugh, genuine and highly amused. He tries to get his words out and, unlike me, eventually ends up succeeding. Sorry, Mac. No can do. I'm signed with Crush until the end of the year. I'm not allowed to play for anyone else until my contract's up. As I expected. Really, it shouldn't have come as a surprise. I sigh, fall back into my chair, and rest my palms atop my head. I had to ask. Jess expected me to pick up our players while she handles the management and sponsorship side of things. Hey, well, I can help you with the next best thing. I'd be thankful for any help at all. Don't you worry, I've got a short list of easy pickups. An extremely short list. He clears his throat. There's only one person on it, but hey, better than nothing, right? Who is it? Ooh, straight to business. Eager for your bunk bed, I see. Trust me, Mac, you'll want the bottom bunk. You know from experience? Sure do. When I was 16, some ump-jump Brood War clan scraped me from the bottom of the barrel and set me up in their overcrowded sweatshop of a team house. Had to sleep above someone for at least 2 years past the graceful retirement. I've seen some solitaire players with better APM. He snored. A lot. As horrible as he's trying to make it seem, Excel sounds closer to wistful than bitter as he recounts his first years as a professional gamer. What happened to the team? Sponsor flaked. The team didn't have money for legal action. Coach didn't tell us until 20 minutes before rent was due. Someone stole my mouse pad as we were moving out, and that was the end of my StarCraft career. Wait, no, it kept going for 7 years after that, and somehow still isn't over. I always forget that part. Excel, top Korean Terran, master storyteller. Anyway, this guy's name is Stunt. Plays Protoss. He's pretty good. But? Does there have to be a but? I'm sensing a but. It's a small but. He's incredibly cheesy and maybe a touch arrogant. He's a high schooler, but he's good. Why haven't any other teams picked him up in that case? He shrugs. I get the feeling that Excel genuinely doesn't know, but I'm left anxious nonetheless. Still, it's important to have at least some kind of racial distribution on the team. Not in terms of foreigner or Korean, mind you, but rather of Zurich, Protoss, and Terran. Huh? Do you know how I can get in touch with him? I could give you his info for a friend request, but he'd probably block you on the assumption that you're a fanboy or a gold seller or something. Your best bet is to find him in person at Stomping Grounds. His Stomping Grounds? What do you mean? Where? No, Stomping Grounds. That's the name of the PC bank he's usually at. Another trek across Seoul. I've never heard of the place, much less been to it. Excel takes note of my frown and wags a finger at me. What, you fly halfway across the world and can't be bothered to walk for half an hour? Take the subway if you're that lazy. No, it's fine. I shouldn't expect this to be easy. Now we're talking. Get going. I'll keep an eye out for your next player in the meantime. Well, we're on our way. I am going to have to say goodbye for today. Thank you all for watching. Next time on SC2VN, we will find ourselves a new player. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a like or dislike and leave a comment down below. Thank you all for watching. Until next time, I'll see you on the flip side.